beautiful people. It is Teddi-Jo here. I just kind of wanted to create a short little practice for those expecting and for around 14 weeks gestation. I was really hoping to create some videos for the first trimester, but I think, at least from my own experience and from those in my community, first trimester is really rough. If you are lucky, hopefully you start to feel better in the second trimester. Very, very grateful that I have. But I was just very exhausted and nauseated. So I'm hoping in the next little while here I can create a video that is for the first trimester, for when you really only have the bandwidth to kind of roll around in bed or on the floor, and maybe not even rolling, maybe a couple of seated, semi-reclined postures where your head is above your heart. So I wanted to create a couple of, that's gonna drive me crazy. I'm really trying, as I get more comfortable on camera, to balance like creating these aesthetic videos. That's gonna drive me crazy too, but there's a table you can't see in the way. So anywho, I really appreciate the people who create these really beautifully put together videos. However, it's not really realistic, so I'm trying to kind of find my own groove in between my realistic setup and what also is still gonna look appealing on camera. Without further ado, a quick little intuitive flow for those who are expecting. This is for birthing parents. Of course, non-birthing parents can take part alongside. Just as support, it's always nice to practice with a loved one. So finding a nice comfortable seat. I do have a bolster here that I'm sitting on. If you have a couch cushion or sometimes like a thick memory foam pillow at home, can be really, really nice. I find that my hips are quite sore on my tailbone. It's nice to elevate yourself and have some place to, a soft place to land on. So once you've landed, just go ahead and connect with your breath. We'll spend the next 30 seconds simply arriving into the present moment. And the breath is a really powerful tool that can anchor us in the here and the now. So nothing to overthink, simply being and breathing for 30 seconds. You might place your hands on your low abdomen. Notice what it feels like to be here now in your body. Whether that experience is positive, negative, or neutral. Allowing yourself the time and space to just truly connect with whatever experience you're having. This is your body, your life, and your practice. And I want you to enjoy it. Okay, so take what you like, leave what you don't. This entire movement practice is simply an offering. My words are merely suggestions. Perhaps for the first time today, or in even just a while, noticing what it feels like to breathe into your being. Notice the sensation of breathing. And allow any thoughts to bubble to the surface. And I love the analogy of giving the thoughts rather permission to kind of float by like clouds. So if you're a visual person, perhaps imagining as we breathe here now, that you're rested upon your favorite blanket. At your favorite park. It's the perfect day for you to stare up at the clouds and just watch and notice the shapes they take, the thoughts they invoke, as they shift and move and float by. Maybe taking a moment to connect with each thought cloud. Make a connection, like, oh, that one looks like a bunny. This one reminds me of that. Whatever the connections, the correlations may be to your thoughts, your clouds. Take the time to acknowledge them, and then send them on their way. Gently remind yourself that this is called a practice for a reason. Each time we can anchor ourselves back into the present moment, we are strengthening our ability to do so. Keep breathing until possibly you begin to notice a shift. It might be physical or energetic, a softening, kind of a rooting, a heaviness rooting down. As you settle in, maybe, just maybe the next breath is a little deeper, a little fuller than the last. Perhaps the exhale creates a little bit more room, a little bit more space. You can keep the hands where they are, maybe extend them out on the knees. See what it feels like to take a breath in and up. Be finding a gentle lift through the heart. And as you exhale, softening, rooting down, as chin tucks to chest. Feel the stretch in the cervical spine, the back of your neck. Inhale, breathing up and out the crown of the head as we gaze forward and perhaps up, opening the throat if that's okay for your neck. Exhale is softening or rooting down as chin tucks to chest. Moving with your breath, Offering yourself 3 more rounds. Maybe opening the eyes if you're getting a little dizzy. You can take 2 more rounds rather, and anytime we'll pause to drop the chin to the chest and take 1 round of breath, then inhale and then exhale into the back of the neck. Eyes open or eyes closed, and just begin tracing your necklace line, rolling your chin from shoulder to shoulder. This might be a little slower, a little faster paced than I'm moving now. Might hear some crinkles or crunches, just being mindful, less is more with the neck. Next time your chin falls over to the left, pause here. And then see what it feels like to walk your right fingertips away. If they don't touch the earth, you can just extend the arm away and take the palm in different directions, playing with sensation. Whew. Might feel nice to pause with the palm open, take the left hand to the right side of your chest and gently just guide the skin, the fascia away and kind of down on a 45-degree angle. Breathe into the front of your neck, the right side. And then exhale, release the arms, come back through center with the chin. 1 breath into the back of the neck. And as you exhale, roll it over to the left. Chin reaching towards, the right shoulder this time. Stay here, walk the left fingertips away, or just reach the arm away, playing with sensation, turning the palm in different directions. It feels nice to bring some movement into the jaw. Pause with the palm open. If that's what you did on the other side, bring your right palm to your left chest and just gently guide it down and away, kind of a 45-degree-ish angle. Breathe. And release. Come back through center. 1 inhale. Exhale, head. Ooh, comes back up, chin parallel to the floor. Cool. Ooh, let's lean back a little bit here and cross the legs. Stamp the feet onto the floor. Okay, just press the earth away from you. Take a big breath into your heart space. And exhale, release. If you are sitting on a bolster, remove that now. Maybe I'm sitting on a couple of mats, or if you have a blanket, you could lay it down. Okay, so coming back to our feet being stamped out in front of us. Hands somewhere on the shins. Take an inhale breath. A couple of seated cat-cows here. And then exhale, tuck chin to chest. Belly to spine. You don't have to go back too far. So yes, we are arcing and arching through the spine as we inhale. Shoulder blades kind of engage onto the back. Pull the heart forward. Exhale. Gentle tuck of the chin to chest. Arcing and arching, but also rocking forward and back on the sits bones, on our sacrum. Not so much our sacrum, more our sits bones. Can feel really good. So you can make this less about the spine and more about the pelvis. 1 more round of breath wherever you are. Okay, a couple of options here. So nice neutral pelvis. We're going to take caterpillar pose. So if you'd like, you might want to grab that bolster 1 more time. Place it in front of you or any other props that you could rest on. So 2 options here. We'll take an inhale. Exhale, drape yourself over your thighs, again giving your belly lots of space here. Feet are wide. You can just allow the head to dangle if you're not feeling nauseous, or you can keep the head up, or we can support ourselves with a bolster. Making this feel good for you and your body. And we'll just stay here for 3 rounds of breath, maybe 5 if it feels really good. The nice thing about having the head supported is we can really let go through the cervical spine. I find there's just so much tension in my body these days, especially with not moving as much as I previously did. Spending a lot of time consulting Dr. Google, a lot of time on the phone and the computer researching this experience, what I may need to know, what I want to know. Surrounding myself with positive birth stories, kind of just exploring the possibilities, mostly the positive possibilities of this experience that I am going through, that we are going through. I find it's very normal within our culture, and I'm sure most cultures, to only share traumatic or fearful stories of birth or the experience of being a birthing parent. And so I'm really appreciating the access to the internet. Of course, I have to monitor what information I'm going for, but being able to read and watch and hear and see so many different stories and experiences, and finding what feels good and what I connect with. That's really important to think about, that this is your birth, this is your experience, nobody else's. Right? I'm thinking of that, even the terms you want to use. We'll go ahead and come forward onto hands and knees. We're going to come into a child's pose. Again, if the knees are feeling quite sore, you might want to lay a blanket down. Grab a hold of your bolster if you'd like. Okay. Take the knees nice and wide, give yourself lots of space. You can snuggle the bolster up into the groin if that feels good. For me, I still have quite a bit of space, so that works for my body. If you don't want your belly pressing against anything, it might be nice to extend it or not use a bolster at all. Really feels good, I find, under the chest. So what I was saying is, even in terms of the languaging that you want to use, right? We don't always have to use the same words or languaging that the people that came before us in our family did, or even the people currently in our family, chosen or otherwise, are using. My partner and I are using Momo for me and Bobo for the baby, which might seem kind of silly, but it feels really good to us. I really like being called Momo. I'm not sure exactly what terms I want to use. And I just like saying Bobo for the baby. So I'm resting one ear to the bolster. You can always have your forehead to the floor. I just find this feels really good. I can still breathe well. Again, having the chest supported can feel really good. There's lots of physical changes happening. And so that might change the way we move our bodies and relate to ourselves. And go ahead and switch your gaze in the opposite direction if you had one ear to the bolster or the floor. And again, just allowing your experience to be what it is for you, whether it's positive or negative or neutral. These things may shift moment to moment, day to day. This is your experience, so honor it. Allow yourself or at least give yourself some sort of permission to feel these things. Move through them in any way that you can. Lean on your support systems. Back to neutral with the gaze. If you're not there already, and walk yourself up here. I'll just set the bolster off to the side. A couple options. I want to stretch out the soles of the feet so we can tuck under the toes and just kind of shift forward and back from our tabletop. If it works for your body, you can take Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose. So that typically looks like this. However, I'm going to flip so you can see. We're going to cross the right sole of the foot over the left and sit back, getting a nice stretch for the soles of the feet. Rolling the shoulders up and back. And while we stretch out the feet, if you're on tabletop rocking forward and back, you are getting a little bit of movement, mobility through the wrists. If you're okay sitting here in the thunderbolt pose with the feet crossed, we'll take the arms parallel to the floor, palms up, and then create two fists with your hands and just gently curl them inwards any amount. Doesn't have to be intense, right? Your body, your practice, your choice, your life. And connect with your breath. Connect with your present moment, whatever it is for you right now. Maybe some more movement through the jaw. You can do this as long as you like. For the sake of time, I'm going to pause and switch. You can feel nice to tap out the feet, tuck the toes under, shift back and forth. And we're going to cross the left sole of the foot over the right, lean back. This time, so forearms parallel to the earth, elbows under the shoulders, palms face down, create two fists with your hands, and slowly curl down and in. And then just check in again with the pelvis, see if you can come back to a neutral position, shoulders over the hips. Breathe into your being, your body. Breathing for you, breathing for babe. Opening and closing the hands a couple of times, rotating through the wrists. We'll go ahead and release. You might tuck under the toes again, just gently press back. If you'd like, you're not feeling nauseous or lightheaded, take one downward facing dog. I'm going to offer the feet nice and wide, hands as wide as the mat. Exhale, release the head and neck. Maybe a soft bend in your knees. And maybe a little bit of bouncing. Just release tension in the low back. Beautiful. Come down to hands and knees. Oof. Always lots of different sensations in the body. My goodness. And we're going to come into our final rest, which sometimes looks a little bit different while you're growing a being. Everyone's a bit different. If you are okay laying on your back, you can do so. Otherwise, we're going to come into royal chair. I'm still okay being a little bit more flat, so I am just going to have the bolster right on the ground like so. However, if this does not work for you, you can prop your bolster, your couch cushion, your pillow, whatever it is, up with other bolsters with books. Okay, and it can be at any degree you want. I invite you to turn around, sacrum to the bottom of my cushion. Again, you would be leaning back onto your royal chair any amount that you have it propped up. I think I'm going to take my soles of the feet together and knees wide. Okay, it can be nice to just have the feet out. A couple of options here. Come onto your back. Lower down. If this is a bit too much of a degree for the low back, you could always, again, prop some blankets under your sacrum. Comfort is key here. Just kind of allow yourself to settle, to land any sensations or shifts, internal shifts. Allow those to occur before maybe moving some more and setting yourself up for final rest. Maybe snuggling those shoulders under you, making sure you're as comfortable as you possibly can be. Finding a position for your hands. I'm going to take them out nice and wide, just to open through the heart. They might be alongside the body. Wherever you want to be, go there now. Come back to your breath, the connection with the life force energy, the prana that is entering and exiting your being. If you'd like to visualize with me as you inhale, welcoming the breath in, drawing it down into your heart space, your belly, all the way to babe, and maybe even into the pelvis. Then as you exhale, releasing, walking the breath out, all the way, slowly letting go of any clenching or holding on in the physical body and the mind. And inhale, welcoming the breath in, drawing it into the heart space, feeling it swirl around and down into your belly, towards the being you are creating, down into the pelvis, then walking the breath out, up the spine, welcoming the breath in, walking the breath out. Release any gripping or holding on to the neck, the chest. Welcoming the breath in as if it's a dear friend. Walking the breath out as if you're sweeping out the dust, clearing space for the new. Welcoming in, walking out, accompanying the breath as it enters and exits your being. are feeling like you're stuck, knowing you could always shift or move or adjust. Staying here in your final rest as long as you would like. Eventually we'll meet up into a seat. That sweet, easy pose where we started off, perhaps rolling over onto the left. Taking your time, sauntering your way into a side lying position. Finding that breath, that strength and stability as you work yourself up. About ready for a bathroom break after that short and sweet practice. Maybe it didn't feel short to you at this time. Again, whatever your experience is or was, giving it permission to be just that. We will come to a close here of our practice. Perhaps bringing left hand to your heart, right hand to babe, to this being. This beautiful, miraculous being that your body is literally creating. Whatever your experience is today, perhaps you can connect with the beauty of your body, your being, creating another being. Maybe beauty isn't the word that you connect with or want to use today, but no doubt it is nothing short of a miracle. So breathe into that. Breathe into the fact that you are a living, breathing miracle. If there's any resistance there to the specific words that I'm using, breathe into that. This journey does not always feel beautiful, the ones going through it. And that is a-okay. This is your body, your life, your practice, your experience, and yours alone. One more breath. A breath for ourselves. As you exhale, sending yourself ribbons of peace. Take a big breath in. Breath in for those around you, your neighbors, your community, your town. And as you exhale, send them ribbons of peace. Our last closing breath together. Breathing in, taking this breath for our entire world. The whole earth, and as you exhale, sending every being that we share this earth with ribbons of peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for sharing in this practice with me. speaking so slow, I think I feel blissed out and ready for bed. It's evening where I am. From my heart to yours, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Take care of yourself, and I will see you again soon. Hopefully for week 15.